Okay, I'm gonna show you something that's kind of scary. Okay, so be warned. This might be scary to some of you. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is what the gun grabbers are calling a high-capacity assault clip. That's it. That's what they want you to be afraid of. Yeah, right there. It's plastic, it's metal. That's it. Now, I want you to see how menacing this is, because as you can tell, it's like holding itself back from just killing me right now because it is so assaulting, more insulting. Um, First off, I'm not going to get into the whole technical description, but this is not a clip. This is a magazine, plain and simple. Um, for those of you who have a dictionary somewhere or have the internet, which if you're watching this, you probably do have the internet, look up what assault means, because this cannot assault you. How can it assault you? It does whatever the person who's controlling it wants it to do. I can assault you with it. Of course, I can assault you with a stick I find, but this cannot do anything. In fact, I'm going to lay it down. You're not going to be able to see this, but I'm going to lay it down. It's just doing nothing. It's just laying there. Wait! It's collecting dust. I can't see it, but I know there's dust landed on this thing. That's it. Wow, terrifying, isn't it? And that's the thing. For those of you who apparently lived in Iraq or something like that, I'm about to tell you this. Buzzwords. Words that are used to elicit a specific response. Assault. A word used to elicit the response of fear from you. Fear of an inanimate object. Assault weapon. Now this one kind of does have a little more sense to it, because in the industry of firearms, we use the term assault weapon to describe a weapon that was designed with assault in mind. It is designed around the idea of a easily portable, decent caliber, decent cyclic rate, generally automatic weapon used in the assault of military forces or law enforcement. Um, but that's it. It just describes what the weapon was designed for. It does not describe what the weapon does. I technically have an assault rifle in my weapons closet right now. It is a variant of the AK-47. Heck, technically an AKM, but I'm not going to get all technical on that one. It was designed as an infantry weapon. It was designed for combat. It was designed to aid in the assault of enemy objectives, or objectives against the enemy. That's what it was designed for. So therefore, it's kind of short to be called an assault weapon, or an assault rifle. It has assaulted nobody. And that's it. It has brought pleasure to more than one person. Actually, I can think of 4 people right now that have shot that very weapon and thought, wow, this is cool. I like this. This is fun. It hasn't assaulted anybody. Well, I guess its mere presence has assaulted some people who can't stand to look at objects and think, wow, that's scary. I mean, I will admit, to someone who doesn't really understand things, it can look menacing. It can. It can look scary. But then again, if you drive, I want you to think of the first time that you, became aware of the car's capability. And I'm like, wow, you're probably a little intimidated All the buttons, all the knobs, big old turny thing in front of you and all this. Wow, it's pretty intimidating. Same with guns. There's two things that the gun control people do not admit to, do not want you to understand. One of them, a gun is a tool. A gun is an inanimate object, and that's all. It can only be used for what you want it to be used for. You can take a gun, and I've actually wanted to do this so badly, with absolutely no safety features built into it. A horrible trigger, a horrible firing pin retaining spring that would literally fire every single time you loaded it. And it would work something like this, you know. Let me use my Glock here. Okay, empty chamber. No magazine. You would put the magazine in, fully loaded, and you would close the slide, and it would literally just sit there and fire because it was built so crappily. Well, I have a simple solution to that. There you go. It's not going to do anything without me doing something to it. This gun, and this is a very safe gun, by the way, it can't do anything without me doing something to it. Until the spring that holds this little lever up right here wears out, which is going to be a little while, okay? Probably in excess of a year or so. This slide will not go forward. I mean, if I actually could show you, it's actually a decent amount of metal in there that actually holds this up. Okay? It's not going to go anywhere. In fact, I am comfortable just sitting my finger in there. If that thing fell forward right now, it would at least hurt. But I am fully comfortable with putting my finger in the way because I am confident in the safety features of this gun, and also that this gun can't do anything to me without my intention. Okay? Can't. It's, I don't want to say fully impossible just because I really don't like saying that word, but if this gun did something without my intention, without a malfunction, I would be generally completely and totally shocked. To where I would start doubting a lot of physics. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off just because it's starting to get heavy. Second thing, they don't want you to understand, they don't want you to know, they don't want to admit. Criminals do not follow the law, hence they are criminals. There you go. There are the two biggest, I don't really want to say lies to you, but misconceptions that they put out, that guns somehow have a mind of their own and criminals will listen to gun law. I actually want you to think about this. Sit down and think about the laws that any mass shooter or any murderer has done. Okay, they've already committed, let's just use a recent example. I'm not going to even say the example, but you'll figure it out. It is illegal for anyone except an on-duty law enforcement officer. This is federal law, by the way. From an on-duty law enforcement officer or a person properly licensed to carry a firearm within 1,000 feet of a school. State law is different. So you've already violated federal law by taking a gun to a school. If you're not a licensed individual or a on-duty law enforcement officer. It is illegal in every place that I've ever looked to discharge a firearm within city limits, with the exception of a pre-established range. So by firing a single shot, there's two laws. It is illegal to point a firearm at anyone else, with the exception of in the act of self-defense of yourself or another. So there's three laws. It is illegal to conceal a handgun on your person in most states without a permit or a license. So there's possible fourth. So there's four laws that they violated before they even shot a single person. It is illegal to shoot a person without killing them. It is illegal to kill by any means, with the exception of self-defense. So there's 6 laws that they've already violated. 6. Do you honestly think a 7th, an 8th, a 9th, even a 30th is going to matter? Once they have made a determination to kill a fellow human being, once they have started out on that path, I'm willing to bet that no other law comes into mind. I also want you to do a little homework. I want you to look up the places where a lot of these mass shootings take place. Not specific locations, but states. See how many of them allow their citizens to carry a gun defensively. State of Indiana. You go to your local police department, sheriff's department, you get a form. You fill it out. You send it off with some checks. Up to, let's just say a month, whatever. It's going to take a little bit longer than that. But anyway, let's say a month later, you either get a little piece of paper in the mail, or you don't. You get a letter saying why, I guess. I'm not really sure what happens. I don't know anybody's ever been denied. And now you can legally carry a handgun, concealed or open, pretty much wherever you want to go. There's a few places you can't take it, but pretty much wherever you want to go. I've researched it, and I found one mass shooting in the state of Indiana. Why is that? Probably because when they think, I'm gonna go so and so, I'm gonna go such and such place, and I'm gonna kill so and so people. Wonder how many of them are carrying guns there. Pops into mind because they're really not too afraid of the police. The police have an average of 5 minutes response time. 5 minutes. So they're like, yeah, I could probably shoot a few people and get out of there before the cops even come. But what if one person there is carrying a gun and they can get a shot off and kill me? I might be able to kill one person on my list. Dang. Think about it. All you have to do is really just play a little role play and think about it. If you were going to kill a bunch of people, would you be really concerned about the police who are going to be methodical and very careful about approaching you and being sure that everything is done la-di-da-di-dee, or you'll be more concerned about that person who might be in that actual position that you're going to be in? You're probably going to be more concerned about that one person. As soon as you pop in and start shooting, it's going to pull their gun and kill you. Think about it. Common sense.